Today, we have the best cards at each position right now in Madden 25 Ultimate Team. Just want to give a quick spoiler alert warning. If you don't want to see any leaks, skip to the quarterbacks down below. But these cards, we know that these cards are coming out, right? We know that we have an 88 Mike Vick apparently coming this weekend. Luke Kuechly also going to be an 8. I don't know what's going on with these. The overall bump already is crazy. But we know like the season 2 cards next week. We know team of the week that's coming out tomorrow. There's going to be a team of the week theme team. There's a lot of stuff going on with MUT leaks. There really is. It's kind of crazy. Like the whole Campus Hero promo on Thursday has been leaked. So I don't know how I feel about it. I personally don't like the leaks too much. I still like the surprise, but I'm not going to include these cards in today's video. I keep saying, I'm going to wait till these cards come out to make like a tier list or a ranking video, but I just can't because they keep leaking more and more. So yeah, we're here today dropping this video. We're also going to try to do a theme team tier list at some point this week. So I don't know. I just got to kind of ignore MUT leaks, but we do know that these cards are coming, which is definitely interesting for sure. If you're looking to add an expensive card to your team, head to my sponsor, MMOEXP, for cheap, reliable, fast MUT coins. Use code FERDY at checkout for 5% off. A link for their website is in the description. So let's get started at quarterback with Jaden Daniels. I believe he's the best QB in the game right now. Again, we have a Tebow who's apparently coming out, a Mike Vick who's coming out. So we have some guys, but I think Jaden Daniels right now is the best. He's the fastest. He's a righty. He's got a solid release. Doesn't get any X factors or anything like that. And you can light up his X factor, but doesn't get any, pre-lits or easy activate ones. But really good as a runner, good for rollout offenses, even pretty solid from the pocket as well. Josh Allen is also an option. There's Aaron Rodgers with his release. There's Brady too. But I think Jaden Daniels is probably the most well-rounded and the most annoying to face, although you don't really see a lot of them right now because not everyone has their RPs yet, which is still crazy to me. But at QB, I am going to go with Jaden Daniels. And if you have the 32 team chem token, you can also put him on any theme team, giving him 85 speed. At running back, this one is really easy. It is Chris Johnson, best spin in the game. He's fast, gets evasive, all that good stuff. So, there really is no debate for anyone but Chris Johnson as the best running back. If you do like power backs a little bit more or want a power back, I do have an option here for you as well. To me, Mike Allstott. He can air truck very well, has really high acceleration. It's all 32 team chems. You can easily get up to 85 speed with 88 acceleration. The reason why I would take him over Derrick Henry at power back is just because he moves better and has higher acceleration. Be able to hit that max speed and then start air trucking and just falling forward. Allstott is so damn good. He's free, 32 team chems again. And yes, he is better than Christian McCaffrey. I say it every time. If you haven't tried it, just give it a try. Trust me, start air trucking. Don't use him like he's Christian McCaffrey. Don't use him like that. You got to be air trucking. You got to be falling forward. This card is an absolute monster. At wide receiver, I got 3 different options for you guys. Really just because there is, you usually are using 3 wide receivers throughout a game of Madden, so I like giving 3. But Marvin Harrison Jr. as our deep threat, he does get double me for 3 AP as an X factor, which is obviously going to spend all your AP, but it is really good. Also does get a wide receiver apprentice as well, which gives you those extra hot routes like deep cross zigs and things like that. Even I think bang 8s on the outside, which is really good. But Marvin Harrison is also 1 spin away from being able to do the fast spin. So if you can get a spin strat card, whether that, I think it's Antonio Pierce, head coach, that'll give you that +1 spin if you want to go for it. That's like the only hole in his game pretty much. And you're not going to see Randy Moss in today's top 3 just because Marvin Harrison exists and he moves better, he's faster, and I'll trade all that for 1 inch on the height, 100%. Marvin Harrison plays like a stud and gets the X factors too. So yeah, I would put Marvin over Randy Moss as our deep threat guy. Hines Ward, he has to be here today. This card is a monster. He's not. Oh, actually, it is here. 75 run block on Hines Ward at 6 foot. Gets the fast spin. All 32 team chem. So easy 87 speed, 87 acceleration. With his build, this card can do everything. I'm telling you, if you haven't upgraded, or I don't know why you haven't, but everyone should be upgrading Hines Ward first, as he is one of the best cards at his position. He's like perfect. And then we also have Chad Ochocinco, 6'1", 86 speed. Acceleration is a little bit scary, but he does get the fast spin, which does go a long way compared to the other receivers in this game. There are other options, but like look at Steve Smith. He's 5'9", cannot get the spin. The spin is a big deal, especially if you're playing Gauntlet or ranked head-to-head or champs. It is the best ball carrier move in the game right now. Rome was also someone I considered. I'm not gonna lie, I considered Rome Odunze for this spot too. And you really could consider Rome over Ocho, because Rome also does get all 32 team chem. So if you are using Rome on a theme team, it was kind of close. Rome and Ocho they were pretty neck and neck. I was considering both of them for this 3rd spot, but yeah, I would probably actually take a 32 team chem +1 speed Roma Dunze over Chad Ochocinco? I probably would. Yeah, I think I would. At tight end, we have the very expensive Vernon Davis. I do think he is the best card in the game right now. I will say that right now. 87 speed, 6'3" at tight end. He's the only tight end in the game right now that can get the fast spin. It also does get spin cycle as an X factor that charges, as well as tight end apprentice, as well as red zone threat vintage, which is I think the best is probably spin cycle if you are going to run one on him, because red zone threat I don't love, and it's 2 AP and it only works on 20 yards of the field, so do keep that in mind. But as far as his price tag goes, is he worth that 1.3? If you're someone that needs to have the best team to be competitive in this game or want to be competitive in this game, then yeah. But if you're not, is this card like would I say spend all your coins to go get Vernon Davis? Probably not. If you're sitting on like 9 million, 8 million, 7 million, like you have a stack like that on your account right now, then sure, go get Vernon Davis. I think he's definitely worth it. And again, I think he's probably the best card in the game right now in general. He is really that good. It's not, believe the hype with this one. He checks off every single box for a tight end right now. And who knows, maybe not until, does Kyle Pitts 89 even? Is he even going to get the fast spin? He's not. So who knows when the next fast spin tight end is going to be or who that could be. And probably, we know we're going to get like a zero chill Taysom Hill or something, right? I don't know if you know who it could be. I don't know. I really don't know. They could just use somebody, but it'll be a while. So having this movement and the route running and the speed at tight end right now is really good, especially against man-to-man coverage, a lot of mid blitzes. It is broken. It really is. Okay, for the O-line, we're going to kind of get through this one quickly. I got JC Latham. There actually are some pretty good options here. And Latham's someone you can kind of move around. Of course, we did see the Season 2 Tyron Smith. Probably should have said spoiler warning there, but he'll be pretty good. But you can put Latham at guard, center. It doesn't matter where you want to put him. I just think having that speed with his build is good anywhere on the offensive line. I think he's the best left tackle in the game. And you look at the left tackles, there are some good ones. Willie Rofe, Ronnie Stanley. But I gotta go Latham just because of the speed. Glass now is still by himself, so at the only promo upgrade, so he has the advantage already. Travis Hunter at center. Saturday's really not that great still, but I have to go Travis Frederick. We then have Larry Little for right guard and then right tackle. There are actually some options here like Lane Johnson and Jack Conklin, but I do want to go with Taylor Motton. So that is the offensive line. We got Glass down here, and then we have Latham here. That's our line. Let me know what you guys think down below. Before we get into the defense, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on those notifications. We are so close to 50,000 subscribers. So of course, any support on the channel is appreciated. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button, maybe leave a comment if you're still watching at this point. Guys, who the real ones are still watching the video. But let's get over to the defense. Getting started at left end, there is actually some depth at this position. Braden Fisk, I like more in the middle. Watt's solid, but I like him more in the middle, honestly. Even the free Max Crosby could be an option here, but I'm going to go with the LTD Montez Sweat. He's got a price tag. He's really good. I mean, 86 speed, 86 acceleration with 86 finesse move and solid against the run. That speed off the edge, especially when people can come free in this game and especially with how contains. This speed is crazy. He's faster than every QB in the game right now. He's a stud. Myles Garrett for our right ends, pretty self-explanatory here. He's 80-80, high power moves, good speed, good acceleration, good build, and it's Myles Garrett, perfect traits as well. Mean Joe Green, stud. 84 acceleration, 81 speed. His build in games, he's not always that big, but he always makes an impact, having good block shed, good hit power, good impact block, and good pursuit. Mean Joe always plays crazy. And a guy that I did put here mainly for size and because some of his stats are good is Dexter Lawrence. We don't have that many options right now at defensive tackle, right? I mean, you can move like Fisk in or JJ Watt in, but until we get a higher acceleration guy, I like Deron Payne, but look at the pass rush stats compared to Dexter Lawrence. I would rather have Dexter. I really would. So Dexter Lawrence is our number 2, but I think Green is number 1 just because having that speed and the block shed in those short spaces is so valuable, while Dexter Lawrence is kind of a guy you just kind of put in there to clog a hole at defensive tackle. At left outside linebacker, again, we have options here too. Dallas Turner. I have Jalen Phillips right now on my team. Leo Chenal is nice too, but I'm going to go Josh Uche because he doesn't have good power moves, but 87 finesse moves with 88 acceleration. And against the run, the card is also a stud. You can't really drop him in the coverage. If that's someone you're looking for, then you might want to look elsewhere. Ojulari's not terrible. He's not good for really dropping, but Ojulari for free is not terrible. Leo Chenal, 60 zone. Then Dallas Turner. I guess there really isn't that good of a left outside linebacker as far as dropping into coverage goes. On the other side, there is one that we'll talk about, but I think Uche is the best left outside linebacker. Has high pass rush stats, high acceleration, and really good against the run too. He checks all those boxes for me. At middle linebacker, we got 2 options. I really do like Fred Warner. They made this card really good. They bumped up his speed a lot. 6'3", 85 speed, 84 acceleration. Good COD. And as far as tackling goes, this is a little bit scary, but if you use her the card, you'll be okay. And this is actually a card where you can use her someone else and let Fred do his thing by himself because he has 85 zone coverage. And with him being an AKA, he also does get avalanche and form tackler as pre-lit. So they're not great, but if those options are there for you if you want to use them. And of course, our other middle linebacker is Divine Diablo with 88 acceleration, 86 speed. COD, I've been using this card since he's come out, and I really haven't noticed the COD like crazy because the acceleration is so good and his speed is so good compared to other receivers. He runs with people, goes crazy, and also has 85 hit power, which is really good for a user because you're the one controlling the hits, right? You want to be able to, force fumbles and things like that, and I've forced my fair share of fumbles with this card. I really like the Divine Diablo, and that price tag does reflect it, but I believe if you do the set, you should be able to build them for, I think, a little bit cheaper because these guys are all, I guess they're all kind of pretty much 50K, but you should be able to, save some coins if you do the Diablo set. At right outside linebacker, it is Lawrence Taylor, the perfect trait man with high finesse move, high power moves, speed and acceleration. Is this card worth it? He's pretty good. I don't know if he's like worth 1.3. Like I would say Vernon Davis is worth 1.3. But if you want someone that can drop more into coverage, Quincy, you have Quincy there. You have Anzalone too, these guys are pretty much both good at being like, they don't really have good pass rush stats, but you can put them on the edge and drop them out into hard flats and curl flats if that's what you want to do. You have options there, but even this Josh Allen card, good finesse move, decent speed, but Lawrence Taylor is by far the best. But unfortunately, he does come with a hefty price tag. We now have our cornerbacks. I'm, of course, going to mention Mel Blount. 6'3", 1.2 million, 86 speed, 86 acceleration, can jump, even has good tackling stats for an early game corner. He has to be here. This card is a monster. But then I have Trayvon Diggs. This is for you zone coverage guys out there. Trayvon Diggs, my number 2, actually, I should probably say is Revis. Number 2 is Revis. Debatably 1 is Revis as well, because Revis does get universal coverage, which is kind of like the first effective KO, gets better reactions and gets KOs as well with 86 speed. A little bit smaller, but again, you have basically a KO universal coverage, which is it's really good. So, and if you want to play man, go bottleneck, you can, but man zone pursuit with universal coverage is pretty good on Revis. But for our number 3, we have a combination of guys. If you're playing zone, Trayvon Diggs, 6'2", 86 speed, 85 acceleration. Pretty self-explanatory. If you're playing man coverage a lot more, if you're running mid-blitz with man coverage, Cromartie has played great for me. 6'2", 86 speed, 85 man coverage. So kind of have 2 options for our number 3 guy, depending on if you like zone or man more. And finally, our safeties. At free safety, Earl Thomas. This card has played really good for me. Also at free safety, there really isn't anyone else I would take right now who's in the game. I actually do like Jalen Petrie a lot. I do honestly run them both. But what does it for me is the hit power on Earl Thomas. The card just feels solid. It feels like he zips around really well. I feel like he's everywhere for me. I kind of plan more at like strong safety in my big nickel over G defense right now. But the height I was a little bit afraid of. I really just got Earl because I like Earl Thomas, and I was always a fan of Earl Thomas's game in real life. On the field, of course. Off the field, maybe some of you guys are a fan of him off the field, but so his work. But Earl Thomas, okay, let me show. Earl Thomas is a stud. Okay, that's all you got to know. Okay, let me stop. I like Earl though. I like Earl. Go after him. And finally, strong safety. A lot of debate here, but I think it just has to be Cam Chancellor. We of course do have Ken Houston too. He's there, but what does it for me is again the hit power. I like being able to hit in this game. I really feel like the boom tech and just having that extra advantage to be able to force fumbles and cause turnovers that way. It's a big way how to get stops in this game. Forcing fumbles. It really is a big part of the game with where defense is right now in this game. So Ken Houston, I do like him in coverage. He's a big body. He moves. He actually does move pretty well. Maybe you could say, play Ken over the top and use your Cam Chancellor or, whatever you want to do. But I think the 87 hit power, and still for 2 more days, he's going to have that plus 10 hit power, which you definitely do feel. I think Cam Chancellor deserves to be here in our number 1 spot with Ken Houston kind of right behind him. But that's going to do it for today's video. Again, a lot of really good content coming out this week. We got to see where this list stands come Friday. We'll see. Or maybe even come Sunday after Vic comes out, or Vic even is coming out. I think he is. But yeah, have a great rest of your day. If you did enjoy today's video, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you boys in the next one.